Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, wellness, fitness, introduce you to some key celebrities throughout the area. Well, today, the spotlight shines brighter than it has in 92 years on Losey Boulevard, the home of the Central Red Raider boys basketball team, and as you know, D2 state champs. Well, I don't think our guests need an introduction, but just because I'm courteous, I will, because I'm the least famous of anybody on the set today. Adam Haberman, Kobe King, and Bailey Kale. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
What an unbelievable ride. And sometimes you have success and you think, did that really happen? Did it actually happen, Adam Haberman? Or it was like, this is a dream come true?
Yeah, it's really surreal. We've been chasing it for so long. I remember as little kids, going to the first state tournament in 4th grade, and just thinking that we want that so bad, and to finish it out like this it's really nice.
Not many people in the entire world get the celebrity status at your age, no matter how old they are, as you've gotten just in the last few days. Sometimes people don't really appreciate it. I think you do, but you're at a school board meeting, which I saw on Monday night, posted all over social media, where you were introduced to the entire school board, and then you asked them if you could get on a 2-month holiday and get your diplomas early. And I don't think, did they appreciate that, Kobe King?
No, I think they got a little chuckle out of it, but they said, we're glad you won state, but you still got to finish out the school year strong, so that's what we're working on right now.
So the word student-athlete applies.
Oh, very much.
Student first, athlete second.
Exactly.
And then you go to the schools and you sing, or wait, did you sing?
No, my vocal cords are pretty dry.
Really?
I'm yelling this past weekend.
What, yelling at your teammates or the refs, or what were you yelling at? Really?
Just celebrating with my team.
So I was reading a story about Vito Brown today in the USA Today about his singing talents, singing the national anthem, like you have done.
Yeah.
Singing in church, which you have not done.
Never done.
But just singing singing in the shower,
I sing in the shower.
Singing in your car on the way to school.
That's a given.
And then visiting the schools. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other visits that Coach Ferguson, who will join us in the second half of the show. And then you're going to visit the White House and see who's the president again? I can't remember.
That Trump guy.
That's right. And then you'll be all over Festival Foods and all the other stores because your team picture will be on the Wheaties cover.
Oh, I can't wait.
And
love Wheaties.
So those people that are looking to find a new breakfast cereal, they'll find one with your picture on.
Hope they like it.
So, but the trip to winning it's people think, oh, it's just on easy street. You just win a championship and, what? No. Starts when you're very young. You paid the price to get there. And the price was not easy, was it, Kobe King?
No, it wasn't. We definitely had our ups and downs. Freshman year we took a tough loss and we thought we could have done something there. And sophomore year was almost a rebuilding year. We only had 2 seniors, so that was a roadblock for us. Me and Bailey kind of had to play a leadership role, and we learned a lot. And then junior year, we made it to state, which was a great experience for us, and I think we could have got the job done, but we lost to a very good Kakana team, but that just made us hungrier over the summer, and we worked really hard every day in practice and every day in the summer, and to get this gold ball behind us, so I'm just really, really happy we could reach it.
Yeah, and I'm appreciative that you brought the gold ball with today, and we broadcast a lot of your games. Talked a lot about you, and I'm sure you watched every one of the rebroadcasts of our games, right, Bailey Kale?
Yep.
And of course, I talked a lot about Adam. Talked about his role on the team, which was very much underappreciated, except for those of us that I think understand people's roles. You played a big part in the success of this program, and I want to tell you that, and I want our viewers to know it, but I want you to share what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I'm not going to come out and score more than these guys. Obviously, they're very talented basketball players. I just got to do what's necessary. If the team needs someone to set screens, get them open, get good shots, then I'll do that, and get rebounds, dive for loose balls, take charges, anything that you can do to help the team win.
Villanova has a chart, and you would be on that chart. Villanova has a chart that talks about the little things that people do that aren't underappreciated, and you would fit right into that, what's called a character chart. You would be right there. Because I appreciate people that set screens, make passes, and do the little things. Well, maybe an overused cliche, but appropriate to you, Colby, and that's this. To those that are given much, much is expected. How does that apply to you? How does that apply? Tell our viewers about how important that is to you.
I mean, it's important because I know I've been blessed with a lot and like a lot of physical tools, but I've also worked pretty hard as well. But for me, that means more like giving back to the community, whether it's talking to kids, helping them get on the right track, making sure they're doing the right things and working hard, or making a kid's day by going to a pizza party. So I just want the kids to see how to do it the right way. And I think role models play an important role in kids' lives. So I know it did for me. So I just want to be a good one for them.
Do you know how many kids are in the playgrounds now that's getting a little warmer out, and they're like, okay, I'm Bailey Kale, I'm Adam Haberman, I'm Kobe King, and they're using your names as they play pickup games? I mean, do you realize how that does indeed occur? And when I think of you, Bailey, too, not only do I think of enthusiasm and personality, which you have, which you're blessed to have, I think of humility because I just see that you just personify. It's not all about me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think Coach Ferget has done a great job with all of us. You know, from our first year of high school with our core standards, and humility is one of them. And just realizing, you know, that if you want, you know, something like this, you know, you can't do it by yourself. No matter how good of a player you are, you know, you're gonna need everybody on your team, whether they get a lot of minutes or not. So, you know, everything that I've accomplished this season wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have had these guys, you know, that are right next to me. So I thank them a lot for that.
The real mark of a star in any sport, more than anything else, is how you make other players better by being on the court. The greatest example of that, in my view, was Michael Jordan. He made everyone else better. Think about his teams. And I think that describes you too, Kobe King.
Well, I mean, I didn't get to see much of Michael, so I mean, the guy for us is more LeBron. He was always my favorite player growing up. I loved watching him. Adam knows we used to be out in the hoops, like you said, saying I was LeBron, but I love watching LeBron play because he has an impact whether he's scoring or not, because he takes up so much attention. He frees guys. So, I mean, being a team player, making your teammates better, whether it's getting them a big block or maybe a dunk that gets the rest of the guys going, it's an important thing. So I just try to do the best that I can at doing that this year. And even those games Adam got me going, his top of the key three, started every game, loved it. Always got me going.
Actually, I saw those too, either broadcasting or watching. But you know that so many people, you know, we talked about being full of themselves, but I look at you, Adam, and we talked about you knowing your role. But I look at you and I think of two words which we're going to talk about with Coach Ferget, and that's teachable spirit. A teachable spirit is appreciating criticisms or comments and taking them and appreciating them more as complimentary than critical. That's a teachable spirit. Is that you?
Well, definitely more recently than in the past. I don't know. It's very similar to how my brother was also. Maybe freshman year and sophomore year, maybe I wanted to take it as well, but I realized that obviously the ultimate goal is that gold bond between us, and to get there, you know, you need to listen to your coaches and listen to your, you know, in the outside of that too, listen to your teachers. They know what they're talking about, you know, they're trying to help you, make you better. And I hope, and I think I did a lot better job of that these past 2 years, in taking criticism and trying to just better myself for the team's benefit.
Comes with maturity, doesn't it? Comes with understanding your role. But of course, your brother, and our viewers know, has been on the show a couple of times, and just a wonderful young man. one of your biggest fans, of course, and now a standout at Viterbo. What's the future of Adam Haberman?
Right now I'm thinking about either Viterbo or UWL, but playing with my brother at Viterbo would be pretty cool, so maybe.
And we certainly hope to see that with our friend Cody Haith being at Viterbo now. We'd like to see you also. And, of course, as we tape the show, the Badgers playing just this evening at Madison Square Garden in the Sweet 16. And, of course, in particular, Kobe King, you'll be watching that game, and you'll be following him into the Final Four, which I will be at in Arizona. I'm not sure if you're going to be there, but I'll be rooting for him. But, of course, a Badger next year. Everyone knows that. But expectations that you've given yourself or that Coach Gard's given you?
Yeah, I've talked to the coaches about it. Hopefully I can come in and make an impact. So that's what I've been striving for this summer, spring. So whatever they need me to do next year, I'll do for them. But yeah, hopefully I can come in and have an impact, learn from the guys, and get my feet under me, and then have a good 4 years. Maybe a couple more Final Fours you can go to. So
good.
We'll see.
Good. And, of course, Bailey Kale, it's been already documented that you're going to Minnesota Duluth, but your stock has risen in the last couple of weeks. So is that still your plans, and what do you expect?
Yeah. No, I'm just expecting, to go down there or go up there, my bad, and just have a really good experience. I'm really excited for it, and the coaches have kind of talked to me about it, and they just want me to get stronger, just little things like that, and they've lost some guys, so I don't know if I'll be able to play right away or not. It's all unsaid right now.
Fast forward your life quickly.
Yeah.
10, 15, 20 years from now. Basketball is over. What are you going to be doing?
I don't know.
Singing and
maybe
singing in Nashville.
Maybe basketball could be there still, but if not, maybe something with music or helping people out in some way.
Good. And Kobe, after you graduate, go in the NBA and make several million a year, and then what?
I want to be a coach. I want to learn from a coach's point of view too, win some games as a coach. So I think that'd be fun. Also give back to the younger generation.
And Adam Haberman, after you graduate from Viterbo, then what?
Still undecided, but something in the medical field. I like helping people. And
Good. Well, not only did we want to have the three of them on, seniors and the gold ball and so on, not necessarily because of their gift on the floor, that's part of it, but because what they stand for. And I knew that. Now you know that exactly what kind of people they are. So again, Adam Haberman and Kobe King, Bailey Kale, appreciate you being on the show here on Seven Rivers Sports.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with Coach Todd Fergott right after these messages.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
Well, I was very nearsighted. I couldn't see 3 feet in front of me without things being blurry, so I had to wear glasses.
We screen patients. We try to make sure that they're appropriate candidates for LASIK, that their prescription is within the range, that it's reasonable to do it, that they have a good understanding of what they can expect, that they have a good understanding of what the benefits are and what the risks are.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Now, as we promised, second half of the show, the architect of winning this championship ball here to my left, Todd Fergott, who's been on the show many times and is a good friend, and welcome to the show, Coach.
Thanks, Terry, for having me.
I made a statement not too long ago that the success that you've attained in winning this gold ball is kind of reflective of the community. And certainly you deserve the credit, you and your players, for all the hard work, but it just sends a message about the success of basketball in the Cooley region. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's no question, and I've talked to many coaches from around the state that this is an area where basketball is continuing to ascend, and I mean the teams that we have in this area, the coaches, the programs, and not only in Wisconsin. You know, you have Caledonia, Minnesota, you have Spring Grove, Minnesota, some teams in northeastern Iowa. I mean, this part of the Midwest is just it's phenomenal basketball, and I think what makes it so good is that you have these programs that each year are challenging each other to get better. I don't think we get to this point if we don't have Onalaska, Logan, Holman, those teams through the years pushing us, to be the best we could be. I don't think we get there without those teams.
Let's relive that championship game. Now, I was there courtside, representing the TV station, and in the locker room, in the interview room afterwards, and let's relive that last game a little bit. The first half. Now, the strategy with Diener at Cedarburg was to make it a half-court game. That's obvious. That's documented. But that must have been frustrating for you and the team, because your offense really, the catalyst for your offense is getting turnovers. And not getting that ball and having them hold the ball must have been terribly frustrating.
It was, to an extent, but we knew that was going to be their strategy. Actually, it wasn't. They're not the only team that attempted to do that. We played some other teams along the way. Certainly Onalaska played a slower pace probably than what they normally would like to, and some other teams also in the tournaments. But I was really proud of our guys that we didn't get frustrated. There were some possessions, and I honestly haven't watched the game yet, but they certainly seemed like 2 to 3 minute possessions that they had. And what I loved is our guys didn't break down. I mean, I think a lot of teams after maybe 30 seconds break down defensively, and our guys didn't break down. And I really love the toughness they displayed, and we were able to get stops or eventually turn them over, even if it was 2 or 3 minutes into the possession. It ended up being a positive for us. And our guys didn't get frustrated. They didn't force things offensively. They let the game come to them. And it's a real tribute to our guys.
And it is, and it's a tribute to poise and patience. Those two very valuable words, starting with P. Let's relive quickly. I'm sitting there courtside, and Diener lets go of that last shot, and it was a collective Red Raider holding their breath, and their heart stopped a moment in time, because it looked to me like, you have got to be kidding! That ball's going in. Thoughts?
I'll be honest with you. I knew when he released it, and Coach Podesky felt the same way. For whatever reason, we just knew it wasn't going in. I don't know what the feeling was. I don't know if we just felt, that all the hard work, it just couldn't end that way. At the end in our direction, had to end with us winning. And so, and I think maybe a little bit of the angle we could see as it was passing, it got to the top of the key, that it was going to be to the right a little bit. That's a difficult shot. He did a phenomenal job, made it very close, but even when he released it, I really felt that we had won the game.
Well, unfortunately you did, but of course this is also documented, and it was on both in Sunday and Monday's newspaper. But you're the kind of guy, and you've been a friend for a long time, that you wear your emotions on your sleeve. You don't hide your emotions. You don't hide your emotions with your players, your family, failure, and success. Does that describe you?
You know what? I guess what I try to do during the games, what we try to do as coaches, we just try to be composed and just play it one possession at a time. And sometimes, in a game like that, when all of a sudden it comes down to that last play, and you end up on the right side of that, I think for a lot of our coaches, it wasn't just myself. A lot of our coaches, we had a lot of thoughts and memories through the years, all the hard work that the kids had put in, being with those kids and being in their lives for all those years together, and having it end the way it did. It just, I think for a lot of us, we just, it was us just being us, and being who we are.
Well, you talked about, I'm not sure how many of our viewers noticed, but you talked about Coach Podesky, and your other coaches are equally a big part of the program. There's a book that I really like, and it says it all starts in the locker room. It starts in the locker room with building a culture of caring, a culture of connections, culture of composure, many of them, again, with the letter C. It's complex, but it's a family, it's a culture. You've developed that culture starting in the locker room. And for those that maybe don't know, share a little insight into that culture.
Well, it was interesting when you had the boys on earlier tonight here, and we talked. You were talking to them about teachable spirit, and then the boys were smiling and kind of looking at me a little bit. That's one of our core standards. You talk about humility. That's another one of our core standards. Perseverance, champion work ethic, and there's 7 of them that we have and that we talk about with the boys, really on a daily basis. And what I think is so important, I think it's so important to our program to do that, is those are core values we have both on and off the court. The boys talked about in the classroom. They have teachable spirit. Well, you got to have teachable spirit in the classroom too if you're going to have it on the court. You got to have humility, in the hallways, out in the community if you're going to have it on the court. So we just try to work on those things really on a daily basis, and hopefully those stick with them. Those core standards will stick with them the rest of their lives. And what's kind of neat is to have these players that have been in our program all these years continue to come back, continue to be part of our family, and talk about those things, how those things now are important to them in their next stage of life, in college, maybe in their jobs. I've been there for a number of years now, so I have some guys that are been in their 30s now, and they have their own families, and to see them continue to live up to those standards is really, it's really a neat thing for us to see.
Well, and this goal ball in between the two of us is, again, 92 years since that ball has been at La Crosse Central. Lots of good teams over the years, and I can remember many of them. But, of course, some teams, some individuals, they get to the top of the mountain, and they kind of settle right there. How do you think winning this gold ball right here will inspire you, your coaches, and teams to come?
Obviously, it was a phenomenal moment for our kids, for our parents too. All the time and effort they put in, to see the looks on their faces after the game, the tears running down, their faces, and just a phenomenal moment. I think if anything, we're going to work harder. We saw what it was like. We were there. We lived it. We want to get back again. Don't know when that's going to happen, but we are. The kids already have been working out on they've been in the open gyms at the Y. They've been in the weight room already, and I actually told them to take some time off, relax a little bit here, recharge, and they're already back at it. So I think the kids want it. We've got a long ways to go, but our goal eventually is to get back and get another one of those.
I asked the players this, and I'll ask you: how has this changed, if at all, Todd Ferguson?
It hasn't changed me, and it hasn't changed our coaches one bit. I mean, our goal from day one when we got together, again, Mark Podesky, Tony Service, Quartel Roberson, Mike Brutus, Rich Sims, and our younger coaching staff, it's always been about getting to this level. But it doesn't, we didn't say, let's just get there one time. We want to continue, hopefully, to have an opportunity to play for that and to be the best we can be each and every day. But it's been fun. It's been crazy week here with all the interviews and emails and so forth that we've been getting and so forth, and it's been awesome. But it's not going to change us. If anything, maybe we're going to work, as I said, work even harder than we did before.
There's a quote that I really like that I think describes you, and it goes like this: a true champion coach is the one that gets his players to work wholeheartedly, agreeing to be coached. Not all athletes agree to be coached, as we well know. And then offering them a sense of their own identity as a team. That describes you.
One of the things that we try to do is we try to help these kids in all areas of their lives. And I think they have figured out that we love them and that we're going to tell them what they want to hear, maybe not always what they need to hear. But they know in the end that we have their best interest and the best interest of the teams always at the forefront. And I think there's a trust that develops between us and our players. And it's to the point of giving them ownership in some of the decisions of what we do. And this group earned that. And we just hopefully can, our next group hopefully can follow in that path.
You know, I absolutely agree that it's a reflection of team effort, team meeting your fans, your parents, your coaches, and your entire team on the floor. John Wooden had a great quote, and it goes like this: 10 horses could not pull a baby carriage down the street 1 block if they were going in separate directions. They all have to be going in the same direction. Now, does that describe the Central Red Raiders 2017 state championship team?
Absolutely. Every one of our players, every one of our coaches on the same page through and through every step of the way. And we all were headed in the same direction, and no matter how talented the players were, Kobe, Bailey, Adam, Isaiah, Johnny and Jordan, Noah, any of those guys, they were all in it to get this, and they were all moving the same direction every step of the way, every day.
And again, the gold ball, a reflection of all the things we talked about with Coach Fergutt, with the players, and it didn't come easy, and they paid the price, and they did it the right way. And the architect that developed the blueprint for this success, Coach Todd Fergutt. Thanks for being on the show, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Terry. I appreciate it.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
I can see. I don't have to wear my glasses for driving, to go to the movies, for reading.
And I think it's a wonderful thing to offer people that freedom and independence of lenses, whether they're contact lenses or glasses, to be able to function every day from the morning to the evening and not think about it.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back. Well, I trust you enjoyed this week's show as the spotlight was on the D2 state basketball champs, the Central Red Raiders. What a success story under head coach Todd Fergutt. He's developed a culture where players flourish in a system that minimizes individual success and emphasizes team play. And his players are all logged into that approach. A breath of fresh air in this age of, hey, look at me, and an abundance of selfish attitudes. And Central has embodied the family approach to the basketball program. They genuinely care about each other and are not afraid to display those feelings. It was evident in Madison as they accepted the gold ball. That gold ball actually is a gift to the community and reflective of the strength of many programs throughout the area. Certainly the credit goes directly to the Central Red Raiders, but it sends a powerful message to the state regarding the quality of play here throughout western Wisconsin. Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's show. Thank you for joining us. Until next week, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead. So long from all of us here at 7 Rivers Sports.